peninsula of Kintyre is run by a McAllister.
But they have got glass in, as you can see.
Yeah.
And this other bit in the middle, that's the old bit, that's the 1700 bit, and the bit beyond is about 1808, where the shop is.
Wow.
And we sleep above the shop ourselves.
Great.
And we have people come and stay here quite a lot.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, so you have a lodge here?
Yeah, for clansmen, because this belongs to you. If you once you become a member of one of the societies, you're entitled to come here.
Wow.
That doesn't matter whether it's America or Australia or where.
Really?
You know, you can. In fact, there isn't anything anywhere else other than here.
Yeah.
This is it, huh?
There are two societies in America. One is all to do with who your grandfather was and all that, and the other one is more like social.
Oh, okay.
You can join both if you like. In fact, it's a possibility that they might come together.
Oh, really?
The original one is the USA Society, which is based in California, and then the other lot is the genealogy lot, which is all to do with your grandfather and whatnot, and they're southern based, but I don't know where exactly their headquarters is because they seem to move around.
This is now the center of the clan McAllister. All that there is left, owned by the clan McAllister. Glenbarr Abbey. These are 100-year-old rhododendrons outside of Glenbarr Abbey, belonging now to the clan McAllister. This would probably be the oldest part of the abbey, and then the newer part there, and then the even newer part would be to the left of that.
They called for the first time Glenbarr Abbey. It was never an abbey though, it was just a fashion at the time, nothing to do with religion whatsoever. The tartan on the walls is our dress or evening tartan, McAllister of Glenbarr. And Jeanne, my wife, is wearing the original hunting today, and I'm wearing the old, but you can't see it because I've taken it off.
It's in the picture there.
It's in the picture though, but that's what I was wearing. Well, not that jacket, but that kill of a picture. That's the one that's used on the internet.
Now, when you say this was not a religious building,
No,
what was it? It was just someone's home?
Just a house. It was just a house of Colonel Matthew McAllister, and he came back from India, a very rich man, a millionaire by today's standards, and he was able to build here without worrying about the cost, and he bought it as well.
Huh.
His brother, who was a general...
And what year was that he built?
1796.
Wow, 1796. And his brother?
His brother was a general and equally well off, and he built Torresdale Castle, and there's a picture of it. It's near Carradale on the other side of Kintyre. All had two wives apart from my father, and this, Jeanne, is my second. But she was also a chief's daughter, Charlotte Brodie of Brodie, and she came from near Inverness.
Now, when you say they each had two wives, are you talking the same time?
Oh, no.
Oh, one at a time.
We have that rule.
Not quite as creative as us, huh?
He was not a rich man. He came from here. He went to the Isle of Skye, but he never came back because he died out there.
What was his name?
Married very well.
And what was his name?
Ranald, the same as my father.
Ronald?
Ranald.
R-A-N?
A-L-D.
A-L-D. And he was the father of these other two chaps.
Yes, that's right.
And he wasn't rich.
He was not rich. He was one of 14 children. This is the home of the McAllisters. Kintyre is the home of the McAllisters, the homeland.
And did you grow up near here?
I grew up here.
Here at this abbey?
Yeah.
So this is William McAllister. He's the clan chief. Now, what it means to be a clan chief and how he gets to do that.
Well, what it means in the olden days was a clan chief would get up in the morning, and it was a nice morning, and he said, well, I think we'll go and slaughter the Campbells today.
I see.
You lot would all have to, and they say, yes, chief, and away we'd go. but that is in the past. Nowadays, it's rather different. because today the clan chief sits around wherever he does and receives letters from people like yourselves wanting to know this and that and the next thing, and he's spending all his time really helping them. But it wasn't like that in the past. He was the little king, and what he said went, but not anymore.
How does this guy get to be the clan chief of
Well,
McAllister?
normally speaking, it just goes from father to son.
I see.
But in this case, it didn't, and he and I fought it out in the Court of Lion Court in Edinburgh, and he won.
There's a line court.
Yes, in Edinburgh.
And so you tried for clan chief as well.
Yeah, along with the third person actually, but he soon backed out.
And how did they pick them? How did he get picked over you? Oh.
They don't let on that. They just say, you have won, you have lost, pay up.
Oh.
And the guy who lost has to pay.
And this.
In other words, me.
And the clan court.
No, it's not even a clan court, it's the lion court.
A line court. Who are they? How do they get to be who they are?
He's appointed by the Queen.
This
is Dad's song
Okay.
playing on this organ in the McAllister. It's called Procession.
building?
You do, if you remember.
I don't understand that. Tell me about that.
Because I donated it to the clan, and that means clan members who are members of their societies, wherever they might be.
No, so you owned it yourself at one time?
Oh yes.
So this was a...
But this was... I mean, the way I look, it's a charitable trust with trustees in America and in Australia. We wanted to keep it that way. Although it doesn't make for convenience, I can tell you. But we thought we wanted to keep it international. And it's the way I look at it, it is a bit like a timeshare, if you've ever heard of a timeshare.
Oh yeah.
But you don't have to pay for, you get it for nothing. But it would be nice if people contributed to keep it running afterwards.
So it was
which
owned...
you have to do in any case if it's a timeshare.
So it was owned by your line of McAllisters
Yes.
for generations.
Yeah, I'm the fifth.
And you've put it in a trust.
Yeah.
Great. Harbert Castle was what?
Was held by the clan as constables or captains of the castle. And the present McAllister of Tarbert is a very good friend of ours. In the last few years we got to know him. He doesn't live in Tarbert though.
Oh, but he's the McAllister of Tarbert.
We are the only people who own property in Scotland.
I see.
McAllisters. Yes, we're the only ones, so we have to be the clan centre anyway.
Oh, and this is it.
Now this is the family tree, but I would suggest you do not study it in detail now, but later read. At the bottom left corner it shows our descent from the MacDonald Lords of the Isles, grandson of Solomon.
I'm listening, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm just behind in my photography here. Use a term I don't understand. First what? Laird?
Yes, well I'm the fifth.
Oh.
So that's like the Lords, sort of?
Well yes, it's a sort of Scottish courtesy title actually.
Oh, so Laird is like...
It's like Lord, but it isn't a real Lord.
And that's related
it's like
to...
a landlord.
I see. It has to do with this building?
Well, you can become a laird today. If you had enough money to buy property, you could become a new laird.
Are there any lairds?
A lot of people have done that.
Oh, so there are lairds.
Years. Oh yes, and there are Dutch lairds, and there's Arabic lairds, and English lairds, and all sorts.
I see. So when you say this woman was what? something to do with...
She was the mother of the first laird. What we showed you downstairs.
I see. And what was they lairds of? I mean,
Sorry?
what? When you say they were lairds, was that like?
Of Glenbarr. Of this
Oh,
property.
so it is related to this property.
In this case it is, yes.
Okay. This must be the original glass in these windows that's kind of wavy.
Well, is it? I thought I'd better find out.
Great. So this coat of arms on the left would
Is
be a
ours.
man's, that's be yours.
That's ours.
But the diamond-shaped one would be a lady's?
Yes, you see, they've used the two together.
But
as
they
well.
don't normally get one at all.
That's the Brody, the first lady's
Oh yes, she
wife.
did, because she was very aristocratic. She was Brody's daughter.
And the building outside the window was added since the building we're standing in.
Yeah, that was added in 1844.
And
By
what
the
did
same
you say you
architect.
call that?
The coach house.
And that's where you lived when you were what?
Well, I lived there for a number of years, and then my father died in 1980, and about a year after that, about 81, my mother decided that she didn't want to be in this house on her own, and she swapped houses.
What do you call this outfit?
Kilt?
Kilt.
Highland dress.
The Highland dress. And he's got his little purse there for carrying his little,
Called a sporran.
oh, a sporran, okay.
It's called a what?
Sporran.